I'm going to start my final speech with a question. What would you not expect to find in a desert, on a rooftop in Manhattan, or in the backyard of a jail? Well, how about a nursery or a farm? You say, well, it's impossible to have a farm or nursery in a desert or on a rooftop or at a jail. Well, through the use of hydroponics, it's not only possible, but it's being done today. You say, what is hydroponics? Hydroponics is the ability to grow plants without soil. Instead of soil, what's being used is perlite pellets, which are little, basically styrofoam balls, or they also use the outer husks of coconuts. They shave them down into a dirt-type material, but it's very light, doesn't have the weight of dirt, and it's just something to hold some moisture for the plants. Well, how does it work? There are several systems of hydroponics. One is a vertical grow system, the other is a floating system, and the other is a gravity-fed system. These are the three main types of hydroponic systems. We'll explain one at a time. The gravity flow system, which I'll show you a picture of here, uses levels of plants either in a pipe or other substrate, and water mixed with nutrients is pumped to the top level. It flows through, goes across the roots, drops down to the next level, flows through, goes to the roots, and so on until it gets back down to the holding tank. These systems run 15 minutes or so every couple of hours and pump the nutrients through. The advantages are it uses a quarter of the water needed and nutrients needed on traditional farming because the plants only take what they need. The plants also have easy access to the materials, so they don't have to grow large root systems in order to gain their nutrients and water. So the root balls are very small and they always have their nutrients they need. The second system would be the floating system. It's very similar to the gravity system, except that the nutrients are in beds, in a, if you want to say, a planter, and the plants are put in styrofoam or other type baskets that float on top of the nutrients. Again, the roots hang down to the nutrients and just take what they need, and that's just refilled as necessary. Again, they only take what they need and always have a supply, so you grow a much healthier plant. You have a larger yield, much healthier. The third is the vertical system, which is similar to the gravity system. They take pots which are made of styrofoam filled with the substrate, whether it's the perlite or the coconut shreds, and the pots are stacked on top of each other, 6 or 7 pots high, and a misting system sprays the nutrients into the top pot, which leaches through to the second, to the third, to the fourth. Very similar to the gravity system. This is also a picture of that. So that is what hydroponics is, and that's how it works. Applications for hydroponics, since the weight limit is so low compared to traditional farming and the size of the land you need, with hydroponics you could grow 4 acres worth of vegetables or plants in 1 acre or less, depending on which system you're using. So the footprint is much smaller for a greater yield of crop. So if you take this system and put it in the desert where all you need is a water supply mixed with nutrients, you can have greenhouses, which the typical greenhouse was built to keep heat in and keep things warm during the summer, or during the winter, where in this case you're using metallic materials to reflect the sun to actually keep it cooler. As you can see here, they built this system right out in the middle of the desert, and these silver buildings are used to reflect the sun away to keep it cooler inside rather than heating. That's one example of that. Again, with the reduced weight and the reduced footprint, they're able to use this system on rooftops in major cities. Like here, what I'm showing you is the rooftop of a restaurant, which is the Bell, Book, and Candle restaurant in the West Village in Manhattan, New York, where the chef built this rooftop hydroponic garden and uses it to supply fresh vegetables to the restaurant on a daily basis. The turnaround time on plants and vegetables grown hydroponically as compared to traditional farming is half the time. The third example that I want to give you is in the correctional setting. At the Charlotte County Jail in Charlotte County, Florida, they were using approximately 2,000 heads of lettuce a month. And at a cost of $1 a piece, that's costing them $2,000 a month just for their supply of lettuce. What they did is built a test hydroponic system in the back that had approximately 2,000 plants. I'll show you a picture here. This is the initial garden, and you can see the size of the lettuce and the health of the lettuce. It worked so well that they decided to expand it to 20,000 plants. Here's a drawing that I had done. I worked on this project, and this is the system that's built. It is in existence today. I don't have pictures. I'm no longer at that facility, but this is what it looks like. They were able to grow enough lettuce to far surpass what they needed, that they cut back on the lettuce and added tomatoes and other vegetables that they were purchasing. The labor is done by the inmates, which they enjoy because they get to go outside to the yard and work on this. They're learning a trade. Hydroponics is spreading greatly through the country, through the world, and it's a good skill trade. And they go out and work all day, and they prune the vegetables, they harvest the vegetables, they maintain everything, they clean up, and it's saving a lot of money from the jail. If you're saving $2,000 a month, that's $24,000 a year that they're saving by just purchasing the seeds and just the electric it costs to run the well pump to supply the water and the nutrients and other things. But the cost savings is great, and it's environmentally friendly. You're not using it in excessive chemicals. It's not a waste of water. They're only using what they need, which is great for the environment. But I just wanted to share this with you and show you some pictures of the systems that are in use, and I hope you check further into it, because it's something you can do at home too, to grow fresh vegetables. And you have children, it's great for the kids to work on and see things grow, and they grow very rapidly with this system because they're getting full nutrients and everything they need. So check it out. It's worth your time. Thank you.